Well, for one thing, they're militarizing the police. For another thing, they're sending the military into cities to quell riots that aren't really riots. They're also the...
what's not really a riot? Wait, hold on. We can take one thing at a time. I think that's most helpful. You're talking about Los Angeles. I mean, that wasn't a riot?
We'll start with Los Angeles right now and ICE. The ICE agents are...
Hold on. We got to go one thing at a time here.
No, this is what's happening right now in Los Angeles.
Take it away.
Yeah, in Los Angeles, it's the ICE agents, but it's across the country. But in Los Angeles, particularly, the
thumbs up on the ICE agents, right? Enforcing basic immigration law.
But are they?
Oh yeah, 100%.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they're enforcing. They're taking people off the streets, sending them to a prison camp in El Salvador.
No, they're called.
It's a concentration camp. You can call it what you want.
CCOT?
You can paint a.
How many people were sent to CCOT?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Find out. There's a number.
They're not being sent over there right now. The number's like about 250 people.
But what happened? Let's go to
that's the authoritarian
250
thing.
People? And what about the alligator Alcatraz? But I'll find that out. I don't know.
These are called immigration detention facilities. What's wrong with this? This is just basic stuff.
Because
you're saying this is authoritarian?
Yes, it's authoritarian, but because they're demonizing the other. That's what they're doing. They're making it sound like all these people are murderers and this is not true. And they're making people afraid.
I don't think people are saying
people.
that.
They're making people afraid of brown people.
Of brown people?
Of brown people. You don't believe it? Watch.
Afraid of brown people?
You just keep watching. They've done everything they said they were going to do. And let's talk about what the
mass deportations. I mean, this is what we voted for.
Federal agents. All the ICE agents are federal agents. Federal officers all have to go through the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Whether marshals, FBI, DEA, everyone. They go through the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center to become a federal officer. And they're trained there on the rule of law. They're trained there on civil rights, because if they break those, if they botch months of investigation, they lose cases, they lose their careers. They're ignoring all that. They're doing something that no cop would do.
Yeah. What's your evidence for this? Give an example of it.
We watch it. They're wearing masks and won't show their ID.
Federal agents are allowed to. There's precedent for that. There's actually court precedent for that.
Okay, I'll look that up. You show me where the precedent. Where's the precedent?
Up on the screen. There's actually a ton of precedent for that. Okay. Yeah, because when they're doing official federal operations, they don't need to be showing their face. In fact, the only reason why Democrats want them to show their face is so they can dox them and their family.
But the Democrats are getting doxed all the time.
You're not denying that.
No, the Democrats are
not denying that. No, so it's so interesting. It's such a big problem. Do you mind if I say one thing? It's so interesting. It's such a big problem to be cleaning up this mess, importing, Biden administration of the last 4 years imported about 10 plus million illegal immigrants. They did everything that they could to allow the borders just to be wide open. You guys had no problem with that. A lot of Democrats had no problem with that. But now when it comes time to cleaning up that mess, it's a huge problem. It's really interesting.
More so far than Trump.
Internal removals?
Yeah.
No, incorrect.
They turned away the door. The internal removals are
returns at the border. Returns at the border.
You can say that's a wonderful thing to take. There was I just read it in the LA Times yesterday. There was an 18-year-old boy, a senior in high school, was walking home from school. He overstayed his visa by 2 years from Chile. They snatched him up off the school. They said he's a good student. He's a good athlete. Everybody loves him. He's got a family he's helping take care of. He's in a detention facility now. And you think that's a good thing, and I think that's a horrifying thing.
Yeah, an example of not enforcing those basic laws?
We don't have a difference of opinion. Yeah. We have fundamentally incompatible values, morals, and ethics.
Yes, you want to import the entire third world to, for the purpose of importing voters and all that stuff. And I want to protect American industries, Americans, and all of that.
You guys always lead with hyperbole. Nobody wants to bring in the whole third world.
Let me give you an example. It's unfettered mass migration over the last 4 years. But let me give you an example of really quick. Strawberries. So we need to import 10 plus million for the 2.5 million people that are already on farms in agriculture? No, that's not correct.
They don't.
We don't need that many people.
They pay into Social Security, but they don't get Social Security.
They're a net loss tax. If your purpose of saying that is to say that they pay in more than they remove,
they do.
Really?
Yes.
You're saying that they're under-the-counter job that they work, right? Because it's illegal to employ an illegal immigrant, is paying for free health care, or that they're getting housing assistance, schooling, welfare in many states, all sorts of stuff. You're saying that their under-the-counter job is paying for that?
Housing assistant. Who is giving them housing assistance? Is California giving
recent one, you can check out Massachusetts giving them $30,000 per year for a family.
I'll look that up.
You can check it out. In California, they get free health care.
I'll look that up.
You can check it out.
I'll figure it out, because they're taking health care away from basically poor people. Like I said, we
what's
don't.
going on with that? Why do we have like veterans that are homeless on the street that are getting what $2,000 per month, and then you have illegal immigrants that come in here, they get put up in luxury hotels in New York City and get thousands of dollars per month.
True? You actually believe that bullshit?
You can just Google it. It's very easy.
I can Google it. Yeah, I can do my research and find some place that'll tell me that.
Well,
but that doesn't.
Then
make it
we'll end up
true.
agreeing.
Yeah, that won't make it anyway true.
Really?
You know, you can say it's you can say these things, but it's been working fine. They're cracking down on something that was never a problem, and they're doing it to
What was never a
gain
problem?
power.
Wait, who's doing it to gain power?
It's not. Trump is a tool. Trump is a puppet.
They're deporting people to gain power?
But you got to understand something.
What about importing people? Were they importing
This
people
is
to gain
something
power?
you probably enjoy too. Yeah. They talked about. There's a lot of talk about the global liberal conspiracy, the global new world order
You
conspiracy.
mean where they like pressure corporations into pushing and promoting left-wing ideology?
It's the far right that's global. They're all connected.
Is that?
They're all connected. We just had last summer.
What is an example of that?
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Last summer we had we were all worried because it was looking like the far right organizations in France, Germany, across Europe were going to gain governing majorities.
Yeah.
And we watched it. We were terrified. They have Nigel Farage in Britain. They have Marie Le Pen in France.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the guys were on the EU Parliament, but they were looking at all that. On the left, in all those countries, they all coalesced into a voting bloc and pushed them all back. We were happy. We thought that was a great thing. We're going to do the same thing here, and we didn't. And you know why we didn't? Because we're idiots. Because we have our own
Every
agendas.
single major institution over there, when it comes to media, education, academia, all that stuff, all of those are left-wing. They're Hollywood, they're all of that. That's all left-wing over there. Same with in the United States.
You just spout this stuff and you believe it. And you say it's right there in the internet. Sure, I can find it in the internet.
Conservatives dominate academia in the United States?
No, I'm saying it's
Media?
as neutral as they can make it.
Yeah.
You know, and they have. You can go to Liberty University if you want to.
Hey.
You know, that's open. There, you can go there if you want to. You can send your kids there.
That's true.
You know, it's there.
Yeah.
But if they want to go to Harvard or UCLA,
Yeah.
that's different. I love what Gavin Newsom is doing right now. He's trolling the out of Trump. It's funny. He's got a team.
It's a good media strategy. Eventually, though, he has to get back to his policy positions, which is open borders and sex changes for children, which is not very popular.
You probably believe in the litter boxes for furries too, don't you?
I'm not. You have to educate me on that one.
Oh, there's
Are you saying that stuff's not like a thing? Like Democrats aren't pushing these things?
Oh no, nobody is. Who would? I mean, what kind of person would do that? It's just not happening. Yeah. There's in Nebraska right now. They have a bill.
If it was happening, would it be a bad thing? If it was happening, would it be a bad thing, sir?
For what?
Let's say sex changes for children. If that was happening, would that be a bad thing?
I'm in this. I'm a therapist.
Do you mind if you answer that one question? If it was happening, would it be a bad thing? What do you think?
Sex change for children?
Yes.
It's not happening. If it was happening, it would be a bad thing. It would be unethical and illegal because that's not what happens with sex change for children. It's a medical process. No ethical doctor.
Politician.
Huh?
She said.
Jesus is king.
She said Jesus is the greatest politician. All right.
I'm a Christian.
Are you Christian?
I am. I'm a Quaker.
Oh, interesting. Are you really?
Yes.
I love Quakers.
Yeah, well,
yeah, good people.
They've got a 400-year history of social justice warriors.
Right.
In fact, 300.
Not justice, but social justice. So it's the appearance of justice.
They 300 of them marched from New York down to Washington to protest the immigration.
You know, it's funny. I actually had a fantastic conversation/interview with a gentleman from Philly, because I'm sure you're aware Philly has a pretty solid Quaker community, and literally one of the sweetest guys I ever talked to in my life. What was your name, by the way?
I'm Joe.
Joe?
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I'm James. Oh, sorry, Joe.
That's right.
Joe, I did want to touch on one thing, okay? And I'm going to slow it down here, okay? You know, you were mentioning visa overstays. When we don't enforce these laws, you know, it's important for the American people to know who and what is in our country, right? And when you don't do that, you do end up with a situation where, hey, we had that one visa overstay in Colorado where he was throwing Molotov cocktails at Jewish people, right? And that's what happens when we have people that are in the country that aren't supposed to be here, right? It's important that we enforce laws. There's nothing wrong with the American people knowing who's in their community. There's nothing wrong with that.
But it doesn't have to turn into this dystopian cruelty. And that's what it's doing.
Dystopian cruelty.
Dystopian cruelty.
What's more dystopian and more cruel? Is enriching the cartels, making them more money than they've ever made down at the southern border because they're just dropping people off by the busloads?
I treat addiction. I know this by like the back of my hand.
Or enforcing those laws and getting our southern border under control and saying, hey, you're not going to be rewarded for coming here illegally, because we have a lot of people that are trying to wait in line to get here.
Do you know how fentanyl's getting here?
Huh?
Do you know how fentanyl gets here?
Majority is down at the southern border.
Do you know how it gets across the border?
It's there's various ways. Driven, tunnels. It gets sent from China over to Mexico, up through the United States.
In Mexico now. The cartel is controlling it. But
No,
it's
I
coming
understand
across.
that.
You understand how much commerce we have in Mexico? They make our TVs, they make our car parts, they make jeans,
Yeah.
they make shoes.
A lot of our really amazing jobs that we had in the United States were sent over there
most of the
after
was coming
NAFTA.
on trains and shipping containers and on airplanes and trucks.
Yeah.
That's the vast majority of it. And they only need to get a little bit here. It's all being processed here. This is what I do. I know this back and forth. I've been fighting the fentanyl on the front lines of fentanyl for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I've lost so many. And we can't enforce our way out of it. We have to treat our way out of it.
Do you think that we should be enriching the people that are trying to send that fentanyl to the United States?
How are we doing that?
Well, when it comes to people crossing over the southern border illegally, each person that's coming over the southern border is paying cartels. So over the last 4 years, actually, humans were as valuable as fentanyl. I hope you're concerned
Imagine
about the
the
fentanyl.
desperation that somebody would have to do that, just to get a under the books
Right.
job.
And then
washing dishes.
And then people like you,
Imagine
if
how
we support
desperate.
policies that don't enforce the border, you end up with creating a humanitarian crisis that's totally preventable on both sides of the border. And I think that that is completely wrong. And just because you don't feel like enforcing the border, I think most Americans believe that that's important. And it's important to protect American
do it.
sovereignty,
The Democrat
and they can come in illegally.
The Democratic Party has a pretty solid plan for immigration reform.
Just open up the border. We saw it the last 4 years.
no,
It was. In fact, they were suing border states that were trying to
You look this up.
actually enforce the border. Remember that?
You look this up.
Remember when they were suing border states?
Yes.
For trying to enforce
You
the border?
remember when Trump told in 2016 or 17, after he got elected the first time, when he told the GOP in Congress to vote down the Democratic, because the Democrats had the House, to vote down and make it all, to fight the Democratic border reform, and it was good border reform.
I'm sorry, what year are you talking about? You're talking about 2019 is what you're saying.
Something like that. No, I don't know what year it was. I mean, I remember it. There's a lot of facts here.
Yeah.
And
We're going back. We're going back further. So I was talking about the last
Do you
4
think- do you
years
think that
where they
he would-
gaslit the American people, saying that the border was under control when we had the
what would
worst
you
border
think
crisis
if he-
in
if he-
American history.
If he got a third term, what would you think about that?
I would not support that.
Okay. What do you think if you didn't?
Wait,
we
gotta-
got to tell you about him. This is something.
Hold on, we got to put that in the Department of Imaginary Concerns once again. Is most of the things that you don't like about him stuff that hasn't happened yet, but you think is going to happen?
Well, you're just telling me about all the things that hasn't happened yet, like all these millions of evil people coming across the border, and they're doing such terrible things.
I never said they're evil. I never said they're millions
Well,
of
they're
evil
tearing
people.
apart
This is
the
not what I
country
said.
in some way. But
When they're coming here illegally, I mean, it's because you're enriching cartels, you're supporting human trafficking, child trafficking over the last 4 years. 400,000 unaccompanied minors came in the United States. Do you even care about that? No, answer that question. Do you even care about that?
if
Honest
we
question.
had a better, we want to support
400,000
those.
children unaccompanied. That's not a problem to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem, and I'll tell you why it's a problem.
That's
I see it from a different,
the worst crisis in the world.
I see it from a different angle that you do. Yes, it's a horrible problem. And the reason it's a horrible problem is because there's some place that they came from that's so bad that their parents would let them go 4,000 miles
That's not true.
unaccompanied.
The overwhelming majority of asylees are economic asylees. They're not fleeing. They're not going through
Economic,
several
they can't feed their kids.
economic. Yeah, we can't just be the world's soup kitchen.
Well,
We're a
most of them don't
nation.
work.
We're a nation of laws. We're a nation of people. And it's amazing when people come in, but they do need to come legally, don't you think?
Sure, I would agree with that.
Okay,
And I don't
okay.
disagree with that. And we tried to build that up, but the Republicans put that down to make it look terrible.
That's
But I'll
not
tell you
correct.
what,
This is not correct.
in
What you're saying,
Trump's-
it's important that we can back up our claims, right? Or at least to some degree. And you don't need to know everything. We're not ChatGPT, right? You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to be ChatGPT. But back up that claim of you saying, oh, Trump sabotaged it. When? Democrats opened the floodgates over the last 4 years.
I can't let it go. This guy to go look at my internet, but I will look it up for you because I know what happened, and I don't remember the time or the date, but I know what happened.
Are you talking about 2014 when they were trying to push the Senate
No,
immigration
it
bill?
was-
You're not talking about that?
It was during Trump's time.
Trump's time. So you're probably talking about 2019, where they were trying to basically build the wall, get funding to build the wall, offer Democrats, what was it? An extension on DACA recipients and all of that, protection for at least 5 years. Democrats rejected it because they didn't want to build a wall. I mean, there's no intention to protecting the southern border at all. There's been none. Democrats have shown no sign of wanting to do that at all over the last few decades. And now it's just full-on open border policy. I mean, isn't that, you're saying, Trump, radical, ruining the country. This seems like the antithesis of protecting the United States.
Nobody's trying to stop him.
What are you talking about?
Nobody's trying to stop them. They're just coming across the border on busloads, and they're just letting them in because there's no enforcement at all. Is that what you're saying?
Over the last 4 years, they basically turned Customs and Border Protection into a busing service. Yeah, basically.
And you believe that?
No, we've reported down at the southern border. We know that. We've seen it. We filmed it. We've talked to people.
I'm going to get this guy because he's hard to pull me.
And
I appreciate your talk. And I will look up
your name
podcast.
again?
I'm Joe.
Joe, that was a good conversation.
Good conversation.
And hey, you know what?
Huh?
You are fast and you're quick and you're a fun guy to talk to. You know that?
I know. It's always fun to debate. We can do it carefully, but what I truly believe.
Yeah. Oh, hey, last thought, and I'll let you take it away.
What I truly believe is that, and he's told us what they're going to do. The whole right wing has told us what they're going to do. They put it in Project 2025 and tweeted it out for everybody to see. And they've been following all that stuff. They've been doing it. And they've been working on local control of school boards, of city councils, of state houses, quite some time. They've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it in front of our noses, and they've been doing it carefully. But what happened with Trump is that in his political life, Putin has managed to make himself president for life. And Xi has
Close enough, yeah.
Has done the same thing. And he's the kind of guy who says, I want that. They have that. I deserve that. And he wants to be president for life. I mean, he's not going to live forever.
Is that your biggest concern, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, yeah. I mean, what the concern is what it would take to do that. Yeah. What it would do to the democracy to do that. That's my concern. And what it would do to compassion and to the social safety net. If I was going to choose
don't you think he's just, I mean, let's think about that in practice, right? Don't you think he would be just too old to run for a third term?
Oh, sure. I know. But he doesn't see it that way.
Okay. All right. Well,
and he thinks that J.D. Vance can do it. J.D. Vance gave a talk in Germany not that long ago. And it was just full of dog whistles, widely reviled by the press. Really so. It was terrible. But he wasn't talking to us. He wasn't talking to the press. He was talking to the far-right movements in Europe. And look it up. I mean, listen to what he says. It's all code.
Okay.
And it's just dog whistles. They're not just coming out and saying it. It's very, very easy code to crack. It's not like some secret code. But I believe that
really quick, do you think that if people are watching this, they're in the center and they're watching this, do you think they'll be convinced by your concerns about how you would grade Donald Trump? You said an F-, or you said a Z. Do you think they would be convinced by your concerns, or do you think they would think they're more imaginary concerns?
I don't think that's a problem anymore. I think there is no center anymore. I think people have they either want what's coming, or they're appalled by it and gone the other way, even if they voted for him the first time. And I think that a lot of people who voted for him the first time said, this is not what I voted for. But there are also people who said, this is exactly what I voted for, and they're going to vote for him again if he goes for a third term. They want him in power.
We'll see if that happens, sir.
We'll see if that happens.
Hey, you know what? Really appreciate your time. Again, thank you so much. That was wonderful.
I know.